Welcome to our collection conversations, where we discuss artworks that have newly entered the Guggenheim's collection. The theme of this conversation is mutual care, exploring the role that art can play in bringing people together.
Hey everyone, my name is Rose B. Simpson from Santa Clara Pueblo. I've traveled to the Guggenheim, and we are here talking about my piece in the collection called Self-Harmony.
Hi, Rose. Welcome to the Guggenheim.
Thank you.
It's so nice to have you here.
Nice to be here.
I would really just love to begin at the beginning. I'm thinking through lineages and pathways.
Because I come from, a tribe that's well known for our ceramics and a family that's really well known for their contemporary take on ceramics. I really wanted to know who Rose was. And I can see my great-grandmother and my grandmother and my mother and myself, how things changed for each of them. As we're a real matrilineal society, I often think about how we inherit the energy or the consciousness on our matrilineal side.
Yeah.
And not a lot of Native people can say that they live in their ancestral homelands as they've been displaced during the act of colonization and genocide. I think about living in our ancestral homelands, and everyone on my street is my family. In the hills behind my house are pot shards and old ancestral sites where we lived, and I look at those beautiful shards and I wonder what they think of how I'm interpreting and existing and surviving in it.
So much of your work is figurative. There's so much ceramics as a vessel, but also as a human vessel, right? I wondered if you could speak to this a bit more and kind of how we hold each other and make space for each other.
My figurative vessels are vessels. Yeah. They hold space. Everything is an empathic response to something. There's so many facets of existence and the experience of existence. Make a being that holds space for that experience or that perspective or that moment of translation or transition or understanding. They're busy in an energetic way or spiritual way.
So you're kind of reminding us of that interconnectedness and our relationship to the land. They're not just these static sculptures or objects or installations, but they are taking in everything around them.
And I've asked for my lifetime trying to understand why what happened to my people happened, through history. And one of those things is stereotyping, objectification, and then in relationship to not just people, but our land and our planet and our animals and our brothers and sisters in the natural world. When we objectify anything, we take away its power. If they have a beingness and they can hear us and watch us, we're going to act differently. And then we're self-aware of how we might be moving through the world, because we have to be. You're never alone in this process of life.
Your 2021 piece, Self-Harmony, in the Guggenheim's collection has no arms, as many of your pieces don't. But it has this wonderful necklace, again, as many of your pieces do. Why no arms?
I used to make a lot of warriors, and it was these objects of empowerment and strength, and I felt so attacked, and so I was constantly putting things to protect and going into the world with this kind of aggressive stance. And I'm shifting it into how do you adorn yourself with self-worth. When I tie a necklacey type thing to the arms, it's about being in a state of self-awareness or self-holding. It turns into this regal moment of being rather than this busy doing.
The title of this work in the Guggenheim's collection is Self-Harmony. So I wondered if you might just speak to that a little bit more.
I've been trying to transition that negativity into something super positive, right? And so the vessel on its head is catching the good things, right? The good thoughts. We're changing the practice of negative thoughts and those really destructive habits that we hold. and consciously turning them into something that will be good for us. Ancestrally, we don't have a word for art in our language because art is everything. So creative process and aesthetic consciousness in relationship to all things is how you be. The more we can feed our intuition and the more we can feed our innovation and the more we can nurture our imagination and practice our creativity, the more we'll find our way to ourselves. And for myself, I have to, again, let go of what I thought I knew and let things out and let them go. And it comes with all kinds of feelings that I don't want to feel. But the more I feel them, the better I get at it, and the more free I become.
Thank you, Rose. Thanks so much.